It's not so bad actually, yeah. Quite amazing. Looks nice in Govardhan right now, summertime. And here it's all lots of wool, and yeah, it's freezing outside and everything. Yeah. So let us know when we're ready to roll. Whoever is setting everything up, then ready to go, huh? Okay. I'll chant Hare Krishna for a few minutes, just to get a bit of a mood going. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasaya Gaura Bhakta
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
There's a bit of delay, huh? Anyway, thank you. Nice. Even a token kirtan is needed. So okay, what we'll do first is we'll first do the Achman. You have an Achman cup?
Already done, Mark.
You've got it, eh?
It's all done.
Or done?
All done.
It's all done. All done. Okay, okay, okay. Neck beats change, everything done. Okay, okay. Very good. Paka. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, comes from, it comes from very far, so there's a bit of delay in your response, but that's fine. So I wanted to begin to explain something about initiation, and that is that really in the talk that we give, it's like the focus, the sankalpa. It is what we are focusing our mind on. And well, we are here in the material world. It says Anadi Bahirmukha. Since time immemorial, we have been in this material realm. And here in this material world, we have become captured in the ocean of nescience, the samsara sagar, the ocean of birth and death. In this ocean of nescience, sometimes mercy from the spiritual world is pouring into this realm of nescience, and transcendental mercy, transcendental knowledge becomes available. At the time of Lord Chaitanya, an enormous flood of mercy came into the material world. And suddenly everything became transformed. Suddenly, people who never ever had shown any interest in anything spiritual Srila Prabhupada, the dedicated servant of Lord Chaitanya, took Krishna consciousness from east to west. Communities where we can the natural way of life dedicated to Krishna. So how much mercy is there in such a community? Krishna's mercy is with us in many forms. Krishna's mercy is with us in the form Srimad Bhagavatam is with us in the form of the holy name, in the form of prasadam, in the devotee association, holy places. So our good fortune is suddenly created for us by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. And so we are here today. And this initiation is on the basis of that mercy. We sit here because of that mercy in different roles. I certainly wouldn't be here without that mercy. Nugovardhan wouldn't be there without that mercy. Syam wouldn't be Syam, you know. He might be Sam or whatever, you know, might have another name, and certainly would have no idea, right, what these guys are on about. That's for sure. But now, somehow or other, all this transcendental knowledge is there. And so there's a wonderful community. So initiation is something that depends on mercy. Therefore, we always need the mercy of the Vaishnava community. So you're very fortunate to be in such a nice community, such a nice place. And let that always be your home, you know, a place, even far away from home sometimes, but a place where you could always go back and always, you know that, yeah, here I'll get shelter, you know, here I can be. That is important. So the sadhu sangha, where else in the world, yeah, can we find something so valuable? The chanting of the holy name is the essence of our spiritual life. Without it, spiritual life is not going to happen. Without it, we fall down to the senses. The senses are very strong, and they'll push us. But by taking shelter of the holy name, we can become purified. Not only by chanting the holy name, but also by distributing the holy name or service to the holy name. By either chanting or serving the holy name, distributing the chanting, or distributing service to the holy name, to the Sankirtan movement. There we can get the strength to rise above the senses. Otherwise, these senses are very difficult to control. But when we become Sankirtan devotees who give out the mercy of the Lord in some way or other, then things are different. I was just giving a class in Radhadesh now, and as I was walking from the class to my room, I walked along with Prahlad Bhakta, who is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who used to live in New Govardhan, Australia. And he says, "You're going to Australia?" I said, "No, only online, you know, it's a quick in and out, yeah, not physically. I mean, I could try with a snorkel and some flippers to swim underwater and see if I could duck the Coast Guard, but I'm not sure. It's a little hard to get there these days. It's like another planet, you know, and I don't have the karma to go there. Anyhow, but we were reminiscing a little bit about Australia and talking about doing the candles in the pubs and this and that. And it was crazy, right? Obviously, the front bar, you know, the front bars are front bars, and the words you hear there, you don't want to remember. But, you know, we heard these words so many times, sometimes they would echo in our minds. I had a Buddha candle and I went into this this pub, and some gorilla of a man came up, grabbed the Buddha, and bit off the head of the Buddha. Ooh, it was wild. But still, a lot of mercy also. A lot of people, somehow or other, were touched by devotees. And of course, if you give someone a book, it may still be more potent, but even some association with devotees, that is valuable. So somehow or other, to have that spirit of sharing Krishna consciousness with the world, that is the one thing that keeps us in the fire, that gives us like some special taste. So therefore, my dear Syam, may you always be blessed and keep a connection with the Sankirtan devotees. As I was in Melbourne, I used to go out with Gyana Samudra, a disciple of Prabhupada, right? And he would drive me around, and this is in the early 80s, and he's driving me around. And the first question he asks is, get in the van, finish your rants. I go, I get a few left, I get a few. He said, you'll never be a Sankirtan devotee. So, okay, I mean, here I am, I'll never be a Sankirtan devotee. What to do? To chant our rounds early in the morning is very potent. That's where we got to get it. That's where we got to get some strength. It's from this chanting. Therefore, if we can, we rise early. Even before Mangalarti, we chant some rounds if we can. Because if we do so, then we can chant our 16 rounds before we start the day. That is the essence. Jiva Goswami says, all service is followed and preceded by this chanting of the holy name. Everything is there. Then, of course, there's kirtan. Kirtan, I sometimes say japa is like a cold shower. It's like, and kirtan's like a warm shower. It's like in kirtan, you're sort of sitting in the transcendental sound. It's sweet, it's carrying you. It's like, it takes you away. Japa is like a reality check, like the cold shower. So, but both are needed. When we are in kirtan, we think we are very transcendental. When we are chanting japa, we think we're not transcendental at all. So, in this way, we alternate, absorbed in kirtan, absorbed in japa, and then read Srimad Bhagavatam. Just these things are our daily nourishment. So to take vows for a lifetime is a big thing. Now, Syam, you are young and you're going to take a vow which you're meant to keep also when you're 67. Yeah, I mean, like 50 years from now, you're still meant to keep it. You're going to promise something today, still meant to keep it. 60 years from now, at 77. I mean, even at 87, we're not going to let you off the hook. Right? At 90, still at 100, you live till 8 years old and always chant the holy name throughout all that time and be faithful. Because then then these wonderful vows will produce beautiful results. Yes. Then they'll transform us, and we will grow. In Mayapur, where every year offering prasadam to all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are there. And I've been involved in that for a few years, and it was very nice just to be there with all those devotees who gave so many years of their life, and was just wonderful to see like a lifetime in Krishna consciousness. So yes, a lifetime in Krishna consciousness, and may this lifetime then result in that at the end we'll go back to Godhead, back to the spiritual world. That's the idea of this initiation, to go back to Godhead this life, to not wait and say, well, it may take a little longer. No. No, we will not drag our feet in the material world. It's the material world's not that good. Someone might say, oh, it's not that bad. That's depends. Yes, it is said the material world is dukkhalayam asashvatam, that it is full of suffering and it's all temporary. So even if we live a pleasant material life, still it's temporary. So it cannot fulfill, even if we get the best that the world offers, it cannot fulfill the heart. Therefore, why would we bother? Focus on going back to Godhead this lifetime. And I think the initiation is particularly meant for that meditation today. Like to think, yes, I'm going to give a lifetime, and I'm going to somehow or other do what I can in this life to give it to Krishna, to do service for Krishna, and to go back to Godhead at the end. I spoke already about the blessings of all the devotees. We always need the blessings of the devotees. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam removes all inauspiciousness from the heart. Srimvata Swakata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana Ridyantasto Yabhadrani Vidunuti Suritsatam. It removes all the inauspiciousness, all the impurities from the heart. That's necessary. Because, otherwise, some remnants of our previous association with the material energy are also there. And that is the challenge. This day doesn't come without a challenge. I just gave a class and about how spiritual life is all about having a good time. I was once staying in a temple, and they said, oh, today there's a class of students coming to the temple. Can you give a talk? At 11 o'clock. Yeah, I came down at 11 a.m. and a group of schoolgirls of about 13. Right? Okay, so it's not the easiest audience. They were a bit restless. So I kept the talk very short, 5 minutes intro, and then I asked for questions. The first question was, are you ever going to a discotheque? And I knew, whoa, this is a very hot question. So if I say yes, then I would be lying. if I say no, that means I'm a square and that there's no point in even listening to me. But what I said to them is that, no, I don't go to discotheques because we're having a party here every day, every morning. We have a big party. So then it was okay. Oh, party. That sounds good. So spiritual life. Is that a thunderstorm out there? Or is it a little bit, huh? Spiritual life is described as Kevala Ananda Kanda. It translates, it's only fun. It's all about fun. And that's what it is. But due to previous conditioning, we may not always experience it like that. Like 4 regulative principles may sometimes feel a little difficult. Of course, when we really think about it, it is actually auspicious because intoxication, it's just actually crazy. It actually, it eats up your money, it destroys your health. It's just a mess. Gambling, the only ones who make money are the casinos. Right. Eating meat, fish, or eggs, if the animals had a vote, they would surely have a vegetarian party. Yeah. They don't like it. It's causing suffering to other living beings. And that karma comes back. Illicit sex, I mean, yeah, it makes such a mess of life. Just no stable relationships. It's a mess. So if one looks at it, the 4 regulative principles, they actually make us free. In the Bhagavad Gita, they are referred to as the regulative principles of freedom. And these regulative principles free us from entanglement in material suffering. Therefore, you're going to promise these 4 regulative principles. That's good. You're basically going to promise to stop suffering. Of course, you were already following it, but it's a good idea. People just are caught up in these activities, and their whole life becomes a network of suffering. So so let's carry on. There are the 10 offenses to be avoided in the chanting of the holy name. I will not do a full lengthy explanation of them. But basically, we are meant to be respectful to the Vaishnavas, to the scriptures. We are meant to understand that we only take shelter of Krishna, and we try to avoid these 10 offenses carefully, because otherwise we delay the result of the chanting. Krishna withdraws his mercy from the chanting if we are delaying we delay our spiritual life by offenses. Yes. And it makes sense. Vaishnavas are dear to Krishna, so we naturally are taking shelter of them. Okay, so I'm going to ask you what the vows are, and you can just tell me and how many rounds you promise to chant. So what are the 4 regulative principles that you promise to follow for the rest of your life?
No eating of meat, fish, or eggs. No illicit sex. No intoxication, and no gambling.
Great. And how many rounds you promise to chant every day?
At least 16.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now, I cannot stick my hand out of the computer and give you some beats, right? That's a complication. It would be great, but unfortunately I can't do that. But I can hold up some beats, and I can, which I'm going to send you, that I can do. So meanwhile, you just keep on chanting on the beats that you have, and I'll bless them. Now, if I don't know if you have some special beats that you have already kept for years for your initiation. If you do, then you just keep those also. And when I come to Australia, I'll chant on them. Right? It's too complicated to send it all over the world, and and I'm not in one place, and then for them to. So these beats, but I can just send you some beats from here. Okay? And if you have other beats that you love very much, I'll channel them when we meet next time. So, okay, let me get the beats. Good set of Tulasi beats. So, oh, there they come. Wow, I don't know how that went, but they made it quick to Australia. Okay, so from this, since you have a name Syam, which is very transcendental, I think it would be nice to keep that. So I want to call you from this day Syam Manohar Das. Syam Manohar Das. You could hear it? Yeah? I'll send, yeah, Syam Manohar. So, of course, Syam means the dark lord, the blackish lord, and Manohar means who steals the mind. Yeah. So that's it. Krishna consciousness is not about external rules, but it is about, getting attracted to Krishna, to actually just, that our mind is stolen by Krishna. And we see Krishna, think, wow, he's so beautiful. When we hear about Krishna, so nice. I always hear some new nice detail. Like the other day, I heard Krishna has a blackish stick, and on top he has a golden calf. I said, wow, that sounds like a pretty amazing stick. Imagine a blackish stick and a gold calf on top. Cool. That captures the mind. Right? So, Syam Manohar. We may still call you Syam sometimes, and especially in Australia. Syam Manohar is long, and Australia is not known for long names. But still, Syam Manohar it is. And I hope that this will be the fruit of your Krishna consciousness. You are a brahmachari. That is very nice, because as a brahmachari, you are free. You're free for Krishna. There's no, nothing, no other obligation. You don't have to have a job, right? because you're a brahmachari. You don't have to buy a house and take a loan from the bank and sign for 30 years because you are a brahmachari. All you have to do is just be a devotee. So that's why being a brahmachari is a nice thing, because all these other things are not needed. But who knows? I mean, it's difficult to see what life will bring because you're young, and life takes sometimes turns. So we'll see what time will bring in terms of ashram. But whatever may be, right? May you always keep Krishna in the forefront. May you always keep Krishna very close. May you always, may Mayapur and Vrindavan be your second home, right? And may you always, when you have a chance, go there to the holy Dham. May you become a great kirtan leader, learning many wonderful melodies and learn to play the hearts of the devotees. Not just play harmonium or this or that, but play the hearts of the devotees and take them with you. Sometimes mellow and deep, and where people forget everything and are swooning. Other times fast and hot, where people start jumping and swirling. May somehow or other, may you take people away in kirtan, and in that way, you will get absorbed, and you'll get a lot of wonderful energy, and in this way, may the holy name take away your mind. May Krishna take away your mind. Oh, Syam Manohar, may your life be successful. I can't wait to come and see you, but the way it is, it's Australia is like hard to reach. But let's see. Maybe one time we can meet also in India, in Vrindavan. I'm looking forward to that. And meanwhile, we always have this, we have Zoom, we have WhatsApp, and whatever, somehow or other. Let's stay in touch, we have not spent a lot of time together, Syam. We don't know each other like so intimately, But now we've done this, right? We've taken these vows, and now there is a bond that doesn't go away. It's going to stay, Now you are my disciple. Now I'm your spiritual master, and somehow or other it's like that, And that stays, no matter what happens. Right? We're stuck with each other now. That's the way it is. And, so let's get closer, let's spend some time and talk to each other every once in a while. And whenever we can meet in person, I'm looking forward to that, very much so. And let's go around the holy Dham together. Or let's go, let's do Harinam in surfers with the schoolies. Let's do, let's somehow or other, right? Let's just, let's spend some time together. Because we can, we need this nourishment in spiritual life. Spiritual life is always about looking for some nourishment. It's not about a resolve. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it. That's that's the 1st of January. The first of just the 1st of January. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. On the 2nd, it's already tough. On the 3rd, it's like running out of steam. But so we always need nourishment, some more nourishment. So I thank you, and I thank all the devotees for blessing. I don't know who's there to do the yagya. Is Nrsimha Kavacha or someone else? I can't hear who it is. Who is it? It is him. It is him. Yep. Okay. Thank you, Nrsimha Kavacha, for making all these arrangements and for adding your blessings. I don't know who else is here, if Ajit's here, but obviously Ajit is a great supporter of Syam Manohar, and that's I think he's very much part of the whole thing, as another shelter. So please always take shelter of the senior devotees, because together as a community, we're going to make it. Alone, we'll run out of steam quick, but together as a community, we're going to make this initiation into something really nice. Thank you so much, Syam Manohar. I'm going to turn it over to Nrsimha Kavacha, who will now do the yagya. And then it's going to get late for you all. Yeah. And then tomorrow is again a Mangal Arati. It's getting dark out there now. Huh? So it looks like it. Yeah. So all my blessings are with you. And just a message away. Right. So I hope all goes well, and that you'll have a lot of fun in spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Let's do it all darshan.
Thank you.